bud? Welcome to another episode of Three Toe Customs. I'm your host with the most, Three Toe Joe. If you didn't know, well, now you know. So what we got going on today is we're going to be installing a full glass Super ATV windshield onto our 2022 Polaris RZR 1000XP, aka the Black Cobra. Nice. So, real nice option to have out there in the aftermarket world now. Super ATVs making these nice full glass windshields. Up to a little while back, all you could get for really options was polycarbonate. You know, the scratch resistance were pretty durable, but if you end up putting a wiper on there or something, it'll mark them up after some time and basically scratch them up. So glass is definitely the way to go, in my opinion, and my experience of having a glass windshield and polycarbonates. I definitely prefer glass. And to be honest with you, they're not that much more expensive than a good scratch resistant polycarbonate windshield. So definitely nice option to have out there in the market, especially here where I live in New Brunswick, Canada. Winter riding is probably our biggest riding season, and it does get pretty cold here, and you know, the elements keep them off of you. So definitely a must-have for me. So let's get right into it and start getting this together here. Okay, so let's start off with installing our vent plate here. So basically you're going to be installing it with the smaller side downwards. Really simple. You're just going to place it on top of there, your two knobs. Screw these on, you're done. Nice. Quick and easy. Perfect. So like I say, when you want to remove these, you're just going to screw these off, remove your plate, put it somewhere safe, and put it back on when you need to. Nice. Okay, so next thing we're going to be doing is just installing our rubber bushings here. So basically what I think is going to be easiest is if you just go ahead and you push these metal sleeves out of the rubber here. So it'll make it more flexible to get in there easier. And what I do is I just give them a little spray with some silicone lubricant. You can use any kind of lubricant you want, but this is what I had handy, and doesn't leave a mess, and never hurts to have that extra coating on the bushings, and they will go in there so easy if you just remove this metal sleeve. If you don't remove the metal sleeve first, you're gonna fight with them. All right, so there you go. We'll get the other one done here. Okay, so for the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install these foam gaskets here along our sides just to get those out of the way. Just measure them. You might have to give them a cut. As you can tell, they're a little bit too long, maybe a couple inches, so no big deal. Easy enough to cut that off. So let's go ahead and we'll get these shortened up a little bit to the proper length, and then we'll get them glued on. So what I like to do when I put something like this on is I like to just start a little bit of an end, make sure that I have it placed where I want it. And then after that, I'm just going to stick down that little one piece here. And I'm going to go ahead and just slowly slide and install this as I go along here, making sure that it stays nice and straight. Okay, so now on to the next step here. We're going to install our seal. So just remember that your seal, the bubble here, is going to face towards the inside of your roll cage. So when you slide on these slots, just make sure that you put it on the right way. And basically you just go and you follow along. This is real flexible, so it goes on real easy. Basically the same thing. You're just going to go, you're going to find your excess. Like I say, you can use whatever you want to cut it. I'm just using what I could find handy real quick here. So I just go ahead and get this rubber seal cut here. Down to the metal. And once I got that done, I'm just going to go ahead and actually, if you start from the end, this metal is actually pretty easy to cut. I just cut through that with a razor blade. So there you go. Razor blade will get the job done for you. Okay, so the last thing that you're going to want to install before you put your windshield on is the hardware to hold your handle here and your wiper on. So basically, don't put your wiper handle in until you have the windshield put on, but do take this all apart here. And just so you can get at your rubber pieces here and get this. So basically, you're just going to remove the nut off of one side. And you may have to do some adjustments later, but that way there, all we need to do here is just remove one rubber piece. If we can get it off. Get that slid into your hole here. Put your rubber piece on the other side. Your nut back on. And you're ready to go. Okay, so basically once you have her all ready, you get your vent on here. You got your rubber grommets all going around the window to install your clamps. You have your foam seals and you have your rubber seals installed top and bottom. Worst part was maybe getting that bottom piece off with all these bends in there, but we did her. All right, let's get this mounted on the machine. All right, so all we're going to need for tools for installing this is a 10mm wrench and a number 3 Phillips head. Basically, you want to make sure that you have everything that you need here ready to go. You don't want to bring your windshield on, set it on, and then realize that you forgot something, leave it unattended, and that's how accidents happen, right? One slip, one fall, that's it, crack, she's done. You're going to have to buy yourself a replacement glass. So basically, yeah, just make sure you have at least one clamp ready to go with your tools before you bring your windshield over. So let's get to her. Let's bring the windshield over, put it on, see how she looks. All right, so it would always be nice to have an extra set of hands doing this, but anyways, we can manage. So once you got her sitting to where you like, just kind of come to the front here a little bit. Make sure you got her on there good. Okay, so now that you got your windshield in place, what you're going to want to do here is make sure that you get your clamp on the right way. So basically, you know, this bulged outside is going to go around the inside. And it's going to be a lot easier if you get your clamp set in place before you put on one clamp and clamp her down. So just make sure that you can raise your windshield just a hair here out of the way. Kind of get your bottom one set in place where she's going to stay. And then go ahead and slide your top one in here. So you just want to get your mounting screw passed through. Once you get that in there. All right, so if you have big fingers, this might not be the easiest step, is getting this nut on. She's a real tight spot getting her in there. I'm actually having a bit of a hard time. But once you can get her on there and start it, just tip your fingers. And then I'm going to use my screwdriver here to kind of catch it and get it started here, because it's almost impossible to do it by finger. I think we might have got her. There we go. Not too bad. As long as you know the little tricks. And then it'll be pretty easy to get your wrench on there from the inside. And just hold it there so you can tighten her down. Remember, don't tighten her down too much. You want to leave it loose enough so you can play around on your other side and get that installed. Okay, so it would have been nice if Super ATV had made these holes just a little bit higher, because you know, your dash is in the way here and it's near impossible to get a finger in there to even hold this nut on the bolt to even get it started. I mean, I have been trying and trying, and I thought the driver's side was a little tight, but man, this passenger side, she is something. And you keep dropping your nut. So this part is a little bit frustrating. Alright, so after a few minutes of fighting, I finally managed to get my fingers up around the inside here and hold the nut on in place with just the tip of my fingers. And I was able to finally get it started on the end of the bottom one there. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I got her on there good enough by using my wrench to hold her and just start screwing her to make sure I don't got it cross-threaded or anything. And it feels pretty good. Don't want to go too much here. And then we will go and move on to getting our top clamp on, which is the easy one, thankfully. Alright, so for the next part, fairly simple. This little cap here at the end here pulls off real easy. Be able to reinstall that after. So basically we'll just turn here, and pretty simple. This is just going to go straight through to the other side. We're going to make sure that your arm is adjusted as such, so you can just slide her on. And this is the part where you almost need 3 hands. So basically what you're going to have to do now is find the happy spot here of where your hand feels comfortable. 10mm wrench. Your arm down, and that kind of tightens everything up for you, and then you're good to go. So after that, you're just gonna slide your little green piece off here. We're all done. Nice. Well, gives you a nice sweep. At least it clears on the driver's side anyway, so not too bad, not too bad. All right, so there we go. All done, installed, wiper on, ready to roll. Nothing left to do but to take this puppy for a test run. Nice. All right, so our windshield's all installed. Looks really nice, really complements the look of my machine, so I'm really happy with that. 2 thumbs up to Super ATV for making a nice high quality product. You know, automotive safety glass, nice sturdy aluminum, comes with a manual wiper. The only thing maybe that could have been done better is these lower mounting holes could have been about a 1/2 inch higher. It would have really helped facilitate getting the nut onto the bolt. But besides that, we managed and we got through it. Not too bad. Really nice too is that I still had enough room in between there to leave my mirrors on, no modifications. So that was really well. They are a really thin clamp. So with all that said, if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful or all any, go ahead, smash that subscribe button, the notification button. Like button's optional, but it really goes a long way towards helping me build my channel too, right? So with all that said, I hope you guys keep the shiny side up, all 4 on the floor, and we'll catch you on the flip side.